Alright, so what we have here is a TPI F-18-TE. And I bought this basically strictly out of curiosity, is the main reason. And the second reason is I wanted a newer, well-built fan to use to take to work, because we don't have, like, days that I work in the shop and stuff, we don't have any fans in the shop, so just keep some air moving around. And I don't want to lug any of my older fans up there, or the two I have in the garage, the Hunter's F-Air and the Airmaster pedal. So those are just too big to move back and forth. And I was curious because everybody talks pretty highly of these. And I was also curious if I would get one with oil ports. And upon unboxing it, looks like we're out of luck on that one. Unfortunately, because I was kind of hoping that I would, but I mean, it doesn't have it on the front either. So like I said, this is the model F-18-TE. There's the date code there. I'm not sure how that translates, but the if you're gonna even be able to see, yeah, there we go. Maybe focus. Zoom in a little bit here. I can see on the bottom there, if I could hold this steady. Come on. (12/21) is when the motor was built. So I'm assuming the fan's around the same age, which is kind of ironic, because I watched a few videos of these, and I believe there was another one made from around 21 that did have the oil ports. So I'm wondering maybe if 21 was like the changeover year. Some of them had it, some of them didn't. I ordered this on Amazon right from TPI themselves, I believe. And I wasn't sure, you know, if it would just be an older one that was still in stock that was going to be shipped to me, or if it was a brand new one. So I ended up with this 3-year-old one. These are relatively expensive. I don't know what they went for a few years ago, but Amazon was like basically the cheapest I could find from a website that I trusted. And that was still, I think, around 140. So I've seen these anywhere from 140 to 210, and 210 is just a little too much in my opinion. Even 150 is starting to question it. But as far as the overall build quality, I will say it's very sturdy. I mean, like, you could see the grill's very sturdy. I do like this style stand better than like any other of the modern high velocity fans that you get from, you know, Lowe's or Home Depot or whatever. You know, it's not super flimsy at all, really. I do wish it had the oil ports. Really do wish it had the oil ports. So this came in, what, I believe 2 or 3 days ago, and it has maybe an hour of use on it, just from me running it to break the bearings in and everything. And it does get very warm back here by the rear bearing there. So I'm hoping that it was properly lubricated from the factory, which that's going out on a pretty big limb. So I may end up taking it apart and making sure it's got plenty of oil in it. Well, the other issue I was concerned about was the capacitor. I saw one video where, I don't know if the capacitor came loose or if the blade was mounted too far back and hit the capacitor, but I mean, it's also in a different spot. I believe on all the other videos I've seen it's down here on the bottom of the motor there. With this one, it's mounted right here, which I also thought possibly if you just took this motor and lined these holes up with these holes, it might sit flush. So maybe they just put the motor in on a little bit of a different angle there. But it looks like it's secured pretty well. It's got a bracket around it, and the wires are zip tied. I mean, I will say the blades are a little close to the mounting screws for the motor. I thought about possibly sliding the blade forward a little bit, maybe like 1/8 of an inch, because there's plenty of room on the shaft there. It's a nice space shaft. But another thing I will say is my favorite thing about this probably is how long the cord is. It probably has close to a 10-foot power cord. So that's convenient, especially for, like I said, when I take it up to work with me or whatever. We don't have, there's outlets everywhere, but at the same time, like if you're working in a certain area, there might not be an outlet near that. So this is, I mean, I can definitely, you know, have it near me and blow it on me and still be able to plug it in. Without further ado, enough talking, we'll fire it up on low. So my first impression was it's quieter than I thought it would be. Actually, I apologize for the shakiness too. But I will say I do wish the low, that's probably my two complaints. I wish it had the oil ports, and I kind of wish the low was a little bit calmer, but at the same time, it's throwing out a pretty solid breeze. And it's not horrendously loud. I mean, it's loud. Probably, I mean, obviously, some people sleep with high velocity fans, but I couldn't. I'm not that. A box fan I can do, but this would be just a little too loud for me. But this also wasn't built to be used in a bedroom. You know, they advertise it as a workstation fan, and I would say that that's exactly what it is. Because if I stand over here, actually, even I'm not that far away from the fan, I really don't feel any air. Move over here, it's more directly in the center of the fan, which is fine. I don't have, you know, that doesn't bother me. But yes, it just seems a little bit louder on videos. And you can see the blades are in pretty good, probably almost perfect balance. And it's not, it doesn't have much of a vibration at all there. Good medium. So I'm putting out a phenomenal breeze, obviously. So, it's hard to see, and obviously a plastic bag will move around and damn near blow on it, but high. So yeah, not much of a difference in the speeds. I mean, not a crazy difference, which is, I believe, the same thing other people said about these. But for an industrial use application, I'd say it's perfect. Spin down's not great. That's the other thing that makes me consider or think that possibly it needs a little bit more lubrication. So I may pull it apart and put a little bit more oil in there. It also only has, like I said, barely an hour of service on it so far. So perhaps it'll improve in time. But overall, I mean, is it worth the price? That's really, you know, up to you. Is it better than any of the high velocity fans you could walk into Walmart, Meijer, Lowe's, or Home Depot and purchase? Yeah, I would say so, as far as overall build quality and air movement. I mean, you get one of them big drum fans that might throw air around a little bit more than this. But as far as something that's not too big, easy to move around, you know, and still produces quite a bit of air, it does all of that. And like I said, the extra long cord, that's what sold it for me when I got it. I didn't know the cord was that long. And we'll go ahead and see if it has any kind of startup sound on high, but I highly doubt it. A little one. Nothing like the old fans, though. But yeah, overall, a pretty good, very well built fan. A little high on the price, but it's kind of one of those you get what you pay for things. I almost got the 24-inch model, but I have heard people say less good things about that, as far as it's loud, probably louder than this, and it really didn't move that much air. And I've seen people try to increase the pitch on the blades on that, and I just don't feel like messing with that. I'd rather just buy something, pull it out of the box, and it's ready to go. You shouldn't have to, you know, for what these cost, or well, really for what anything costs nowadays, you shouldn't have to alter it from the factory, in my opinion. But unfortunately, that's not how it works sometimes. So yeah, but overall, I'm pretty happy with this. It's definitely going to get a lot of use at work, here in the garage and stuff too. And when there's people over and we're hanging out outside on the patio or something, I might even bring it out there and just keep the air moving around. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.